Hello, friends. Happy Sunday, whatever day. I don't know what day. All right. So I wanted to hop on. Some unexpected excitement happened this afternoon. So if you're on my personal page and you've been hanging out over there, I have so much to catch up on, but thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys are the freaking best ever. I had planned on hopping on here about this moment and all this stuff happened, but I wanted to do an LED application because it's been a hot second since we've done one, to be honest. I've been doing all the press-ons and I've already mixed and matched all the things over here, but it's been a while since we've done an LED. So I have a lot of people grabbing them for the first time, especially with the bundles that have arrived, which are perfect for first timers. You can get everything you need in one little super amazing package delivered to your house. But anyways, so I've got all the tips and tricks for you guys to make sure you get these things on flawlessly and easily. They should be like the easiest thing ever, but it's different from a lot of things that you may have tried in the past. So I want to make sure that you know how to tackle all the things if you run into certain situations, how to get around those to make it like the easiest, best thing that you've ever tried. So, hey Lauren, how are you, friends? So if you want to just bypass all of the LED-ness, you can of course go to the press-ons, which I would say if you are like a no mess, like I just want to slap this on in a millisecond and be done with it, the press-ons are your go-to. They go on so fast. They average wear with those is 10 days, although people get a lot longer. But again, you start getting gaps and things going on. So you want to make sure you're changing them in the appropriate time frame so that you don't get anything stuck underneath or, So, I mean, I've worn them like 19 days, others like a jillion days. We had someone 3 weeks. Because they will stick. And if you have a different experience with that, you message me because I will make sure that happens, that they stick. And you're like, these aren't going to ever leave me, I don't think. Sarah, hello, friend. Okay, so LEDs don't add length to your natural nail, which is fine because if you're starting short, don't you worry because after a couple wears of the LEDs, you're going to notice amazing unexpected things happening, and that's your natural nails growing. So if your nubs, which was where I was when I first started, just hold on, put a set on, leave it on for the 14 days, is very easily what you should be experiencing with an LED, okay? So again, it doesn't add length. It goes on in a strip form. You cure it, clip and file the excess, okay? So I'll show you all the things. We'll do a couple fingers together. The hardest part is deciding. And I feel like it's hard too for first timers, like which route to go. So, I mean, they've got bundles for both directions. So if you need help deciding which route to go, hit me up, I can help you. Or heck, they have the starter bundles, which I don't know what happened to my camera's like drooping. Pretty soon all you're gonna see is my crotch and I'm just gonna be talking to the wall. The starter box up here, you can get all the things. So if you wanna try all the things, that's your best route for a steal. But okay, so we're gonna dive in. I will say the most importantest thing I can ever stress is, I don't know what you've used in the past, but a lot of things you can put over top of a cuticle and it may stick, it may work, but it looks a little janky, But with us, you need to get rid of the cuticles. And honestly, that's the best thing to do to make it look good and to make it functional. So I think that is the number one thing you should be concerned about, and you can work on that before your package even arrives. And it's super simple. Don't be intimidated by it if you've never paid attention to your cuticles. You can grab super easy wooden cuticle sticks. They come in your package. You can grab them on Amazon. It's Prime Days. So if you've found any like Prime deals that you want to drop below that you think we need, the inflatable dumpster fire is like 50% off, so you better believe I need to get that before it's gone, because I don't know, run and get it too either. Save me one at least, please. But you can take your cuticle stick, take it in the shower, or this is a great time too if you're swimming and you're in the pool for a while. After you get out of the pool, I was actually doing my toes the other day because I knew I was going to swap out my press-on pedicure. I was pushing back those cuticles after I got out of the pool because they are wet and they are very easy to move and push back without them hurting. It's advised not to clip because that can alter the health of your nail. So the best thing you can do is push them back. They have, which go to Prime. You can check out, Sally Hansen has a cuticle remover. I don't know if it's on special or not, but this also can help to get those cuticles back. So that is the first thing you want to work on. It may take a few times to get them pushed back if you've never paid attention to them in the past. Like my husband, who calls them cubicles. They are not cubicles. That is in an office. Yes, the rubber cuticle pushers, yes, are great. My favorite one is MIA at the moment. I did grab these ones off of Amazon. These are like silicone. It's a little too bendy for my liking. I like it a little bit stiffer. So they have one. I will have to check and see if it's on special, but it's stiffer than this. And I feel like it was, I don't know. It was cheap, but that one is really good. I love that. I feel like this one needs some more, we'll just stop talking about stiff things. So cuticles. After that, filing, prep work, files, all of this stuff comes in the package. Your prep pad, if you ever do an application, you don't get to the 14 days. Some people have oilier nail beds than others. You can wash with Dawn dish soap prior. The other huge tip I want to mention too, again, if you don't get the 14 days, is put these on before bed if you can, or make sure to remind yourself that you don't get submerged into water or wet in the 2 hours at least after you apply them. If you do them before bed and go to bed all night with them on, you'll be golden. It's the easiest way to do it so you don't forget, because I'm always into things like washing my face and then I'm like, crap, I gotta get that dish in the sink, and then I'm like, Daryl, help me out. I just put my nails on, I can't touch it. So yes. So again, it should be very easy, but there are things that you have to keep in mind and things that you have to get used to because it's something maybe new for you. The other thing is they come in this package first, then you open this up. It is sealed in a little zippy, so you can put the leftovers back in here. There's 32 in a package, so you'll have leftovers. You can put them on your toes if you want. You can do mix and matching as you go along. A couple of things that are important with these is they are cured by specifically LED light. UV light will also cure them. So be careful when you take them out. Try not to be just taking them out and let them sit and hang out exposed to light because they will get crispy. Keep that in mind. And also, when you take it out, I will tell you there is a clear film that comes on the top here that you'll need to peel back. That you need to peel back just enough to get out the strip that you're going to use, and then place the film back over the top. So when you put it back in your package here, they don't stick to this, okay? So keep them covered with that clear sheet. That's another important part. They are also, I'm trying not to like have them in the sunlight or in the sunlight. I'm not outside. There's not a sun in my office, but there is a light right here. Anyways, this is one of the sheets. This is like a mix and match set called Royal Porcelain, and I'm going to be putting on the blue so you can see what I'm doing. But there is a side that says cuticle line, and it's this side and this side. It's shaped a little bit differently than this side, and that is okay to actually flip. Okay, so you don't have to necessarily use the cuticle line on the cuticle. I actually have found that the opposite side fits my cuticles better, so I'm flipping them all the time. What I will say is the edges of the strips are slightly tapered around the sides so that it goes down and it sits flush, like up against the nail itself, so that you aren't getting things caught in it, like hair and stuff like that. I try to never clip around the side if I can, to just keep the side the curve that it is. The only clipping and adjusting that I'm doing is on the tip here. And I will show you exactly a couple tricks that you can do if you need to kind of get it to fit perfect on your nail. Yes. Yes, Jamie, come on over. You could probably make it by the time I'm done with this live. All right, so we're gonna dive in. I did my pinky so you could see what it looks like on. I'm just gonna move, we're gonna do this finger. And again, you're just gonna take your sheet and you're gonna just take a peek, size it up, and look at which you think would fit best on your finger. I will show you like a couple tricks. So there's a couple different ways you can go about doing this. You can pick one that is slightly smaller than your nail. Like when I say slightly, I mean ever so slightly. Don't pick one that is like 10 sizes too small. But if you pick one slightly smaller, you can actually stretch it. And I'll show you a trick on how to do that. One of my friends, Bethany, did a tutorial on this in our actual community, Clio community Facebook page. And I tried it too and it worked fabulous. So this is a trick that you can use for a strip that, now that I say that, did I pick the right size? Let me see. I think it might work with this one. We'll try it. Okay. So I'll show you, maybe do I want to do another one? Maybe I want to do it on this finger. I'm indecisive. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I think it'll work. So first tip, and you shouldn't need to worry about this now while I'm babbling. I'm going to cover this up. You shouldn't need to worry about this so much now as to if you were in the winter time, a winter starter on the LEDs. If your house was cold, your hands were cold, all of those things, you'll notice your strips are more rigid. If you have a more rigid strip, it is not gonna stretch, okay? It's actually gonna be kind of difficult to work with. It's very similar to what it feels like once it cures, if it's cold. So if you have trouble at all, putting them on, a blast of a hairdryer for a literal millisecond will make this thing so much easier. You might, again, like I said, this is just if you have to scenario. This is not a requirement, but it will make your life so much easier if your strips are cold and they're stiff. We're talking about stiff things again, all right? So I'm talking like that long, okay? And we'll do this strip. Typically I would apply it down here at the base, but you can line it up on the side of the nail here. I gotta concentrate. All right. So if you see, I'm lining it up on the side, with the side of my nail. All right. And I'm going to actually take this strip and pull it over, and it's slightly stretching it, okay? So it's slightly stretching over to the opposite side, if you guys can see what I'm doing, and it's lined up perfectly, okay? So we started here, laid it here, pulled it across, and it lines up perfectly on this side, okay? Now from here, take the tip and give it a tug downwards. All right. So give it a tug like out and then down. So out and then down. Okay. This is like LEDs for beginners or starters. I don't want to offend anyone if you're offended by the beginner status, but hey, I was a beginner too. I didn't even read the directions. I got lucky on the first one that I put on, but this, if you are struggling at all, you do these steps or try these different ways and figure out what works best for you. I will say, if you again are like, I just don't know what I'm doing, I can't get this down. Past life that we were, or that at least I was in, and you may have followed me over from past life, you were probably terrified of a solid because it was hard as heck to get it on and smooth and perfect. It is the opposite. here, the solids go on so easy like butter, especially like solid, like not chrome, not flecks of glitter or anything like that. If you want to start with the easiest thing you could ever do LED wise, I don't know what is happening with this hair over here, but it's stiff. Grab a solid, okay? You can see this is a solid and they go on so buttery smooth and they stay glossy and shiny. They don't fade and all the things, okay? And they're very easy to stretch. And once you get that down, once you get the method down and the application down, then you can move on to all the things. They are all easy, like I said. But if you are one of those people that like, I don't care what it is, I'm technical, difficulty central over here, okay? I need all the help. And the other thing I'll tell you, do one finger at a time if you need to. This is like your first 101, like I just went like sex ed for the first time, you know? Like you have no clue what the heck is about to happen or where you're supposed to put what. But you know, you're gonna figure it out, okay? And you're gonna do them one at a time if you have to until you get it perfect. Okay, this just took a whole turn. Okay. Whew, I'm a little sweaty now all of a sudden talking about that. Okay. I think I'm the only one laughing at myself at this point. But if you have to, again, do one at a time. I've had people say, I have a ramp at the end. What is with the ramp at the end? I have legs on here, but I just hold it because it's easy for me. But if you have a ramp at the end, you should only need to ever do one cure, okay? Push the button in the back. One cure is all you should need to do. But you can actually give it a little tug like down like this when it's curing in the very like first couple seconds so that it is not lifting up and ramping at the end of your finger, okay? Does that make sense so far? And then I have a lot of people that are like, well, it's still flimsy. It's still flimsy at the end. It is okay. This is not stiff, okay? This is when it's okay to be not stiff. The other thing I will say, if you're bad at like cutting with your left hand with scissors and things, because that's me, grab clippers. I actually grabbed these. They're like wide clippers. The teeth are very wide apart and it makes it very easy to get in here and snip things, okay? So you can very easily take like 2 clips or so and clip. You want to clip it past the natural nail. So if you can see, you see where my natural nail is? I'm going to try to hold this finger so you can see, and I don't know if it's going to focus. It's past the tip of my natural nail, but it is not going to stay there because if you kept it like this, it will chip. It won't be good. Okay. So take a file. I absolutely love these files. They're like a 180. Actually, this one's just 100 grit. Some of them are like 100, 180 grit. But this makes it very easy to file and perfect the tip. And I usually start at the corner here and kind of go like at an angle. So I'm kind of like underneath and kind of on the side, but I go that corner to the center. And then I kind of do the same thing on the other side. So corner, hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm not good at multitasking. I don't know if you guys saw my stories, but I did a story about the protein, the clear protein that I was trying. And I was trying to hold my camera and scoop the protein into my cup. And I dumped half of the scoop onto the floor. And I totally missed the cup. And it is literally this far away from me. I was like, well then, okay. Now I gotta clean the floor. All right, so let me wipe off the nail there. But that should give you like the most flawless application ever. And it's hard to even see because of my ring light. They're so shiny, but like it's perfect, okay, if you do it like that. Okay, so let me show you then if you have a strip on here that you're putting on and how wide do I want to see this one? I don't know. We'll try and see if this one, I still don't even know what sizes I wear because I swear I wear like a different size every time. Okay, so this one actually I think is going to be about the perfect size. So if you have one that looks like it's going to fit pretty perfect on your finger, you can lay it flat and go down at the base here of the cuticle and just lay it flat there. Again, it is not overlapping any skin. And I'm not flipping you guys off, sorry, but it is, oh no, I've got a low battery. It is not overlapping skin. That is a huge important thing to make sure, because that will give you issues right off the bat and you'll be like, I hate these things. Okay, this is a good one actually. So I've got it kind of placed in the center. If I look on the side, there's a little bit of a gap there. So you can simply just kind of push it over and down onto the side over there, and then do the same over here. But this one fits pretty darn perfect without having to do much stretching. I didn't even heat this one up either. So again, the more you have to stretch or anything to fit perfectly on your nail, heat does help, okay? All right, so we're gonna grab the lamp because I'm a beginner status and I'm just gonna cure this. I also too, like, only have the one finger under there. If you feel like you have to do it one at a time, make sure you're not putting them all under there. And again, if you need to give it a little tug down, you can, but over curing can actually be an issue too. So I know some people are like, oh, I cure the top, I cure the ends, I cure it 5 extra times to make sure. That can make it chip in itself too. So keep that in mind also. My ears are flopping out. Did you guys see the live that I did where my headband ears flopped out like this? Okay, we'll just leave it. But I forgot there was something on my head and I thought it was like a massive bug in my hair and I flipped the lid. Sarah, hello friend. All right, so here we are. Again, I'm gonna grab these puppies. I've got pieces of nails all over my house. We're gonna clip a little bit longer than the natural nail. And again, we're gonna take our nail file from the corner to the top. I feel like I'm cross-eyed, like, do you take the advice of the cross-eyed lady doing her nails on the internet is the big question. All right, and you want to be gentle with this, okay? Especially, like, the thing is, these nail files are a little bit grittier than what comes in the package, and they will work faster for you. But if you go to town on it, you're probably gonna notice that you'll peel off some of the top coat or something like that. So use a light hand. It doesn't take much. Like, hold it at the tip even if you have to, okay? All right, so here we are. Now let's do, this is like the most boring mani ever because I'm using all the blues just so you can see, but I'm gonna pick this one to kind of show you if my strip is a tad bit too wide, what to do there too. All right, so here we go. This one, I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna lay it on the top. Down here is gonna be the first point where I attach it. All right, can you guys see for a second? All right, so there is where I'm at. If you look closely, try to get my head out of the way so maybe it will focus. It's gonna overlap some skin over here, okay? So if you have to, if you need to warm it up, you can give it a blast because we're gonna stretch this one. Make sure it's tacked down at the base here, but you can take it and pull it off of your finger. I didn't tack it down enough. Hold on. All right. Oh, down at the base. Make sure it is tacked down good enough. And then you can pull it. When you pull it, let's see if I can show you. When you pull it, it gets skinnier. Did you guys see that? It gets thinner on the side. So you can also use that as a tool to make it fit better, because then I can go along the side and lay it flat perfectly where it needs to be. And then now it is not overlapping onto the skin. You see what I mean? Does that make sense? And I'm always kind of like tugging at it at the tip once it's flat and it's down. Make sure you're not pulling it back down from the cuticle, but I can kind of like, I mean, you don't want to yank it, but you can give it a little bit of a pull to pull anything out that would be like a wrinkle or a ramp or anything like that, okay? Oh, yes, I do, crazy lady. What did you do? I don't even remember what I said or what I asked or any of that. Where am I? Can somebody tell me what we're doing right now? All right. So again, do your one finger. I just stuck the best set in the world for Sarah today in the mail. So I'm super excited about that. Or maybe you said yes, you saw the live with my crazy hairdo. Okay, this hair has been running in the woods and in the pool today, so that is why it looks the way that it does. And believe it or not, Julie, if she's still on here, asked me if I wanted to do a hair tutorial. Little does she know. I'm just kidding. All right. All right. So again, it's still floppy on the tip, but that's okay. We're all right. And we're going to take our little snipper clipper madoodle things here again, because I'm beginner status and I can't cut with my left hand, or just because you prefer it this way because it's so much easier for you. But then again, take your file, kind of, can you guys see the angle that I've got it at? It's like under and at an angle. Like, what is that? 45-degree angle? I don't know. Believe it or not, geometry was like one of my favorite classes growing up. And that has since long gone from this brain. Oh, okay. That's even better. You follow the crazy cross-eyed directions on putting these on. So, you poor thing. And they look fabulous, don't they, Sarah? All right, so here we are. Again, solids are so easy to put on. Trying to think, should we do our thumb too? What do you guys think? Do you have questions on putting these on? If you need to file them all to the same length and perfect at the end, just do all of that. And hey Fran, how are you? All right, might as well do the thumb. This is again the most boring mani ever, but it's a very beautiful shade of blue. So prompted from my crazy question. Yes, you know, I had a lot of questions last night, and I think it's because I had a lot of newbies that grabbed some things that maybe they hadn't tried before, and they were like asking, what do I do about this? How do I do that or this? And I was like, you know what? I should just get on and do a live and show everyone all my favorite things to make your life super duper easy. Okay, so on the thumb, you can really see the difference, how this side's more like squared off. This side is more curved. So again, if you need to flip, you totally can. It will work either direction. And on my thumb, I'm actually going to line it up on the side again so you can see the side application. So I lined it up perfectly with the edge of my nail, not overlapping any skin at all. And I'm going to pull across and let it meet up perfectly with the other side. And once it does, I'm going to pull it flat. All right. So it is perfect on both sides, perfect at the base of the nail bed. This also is a time beforehand, which I didn't even do this the whole time, but It's warm in here. And I also used a hairdryer a couple times, but these are very pliable. So they're flattening super nicely. But again, if you need a little bit of help getting it flat on the edges, you can use your cuticle stick if you need to. Whatever you do, just make sure and check it before you cure it, because once you cure it, that's pretty much like how it's going to stay, and then you won't be able to adjust afterwards. I'm like a tangle of cords down here. All right, one last go round. Oh, you guys are funny. Give petty tips too for LED. They are more difficult than fingers for my... Okay, yes. Was the set you used a specific petty set, Adressa? You'll have to let me know which one it was. Again, I was like delirious, I think, when we were chatting. Because we do have, so you can use leftovers of these on your feet, or we do have pedicure specific LEDs. Believe it or not, I have not personally put an LED on my feet yet because I'm so obsessed with the press-on petties. I have very awful toenails. They're just so bad and gross. And the press-on petties, I can just literally stick them on in an instant right on top of my nasty toenails. And they will stay through running and swimming and all the things. Emmy I put a set of LED petties on her, and we're going on 3 weeks. Actually, I took a picture of them on her. But again, it's the same thing as far as the cuticles, the prep work, all of that is super important to get it away, the LED away from any skin, to make sure that you don't have the LED like hanging off the tip of the natural nail, anything like that. It's the exact same thing, only it's on your foot, and you can't really take your foot off, and you can't get it close to your face like this without really like bending into a pretzel. So if you want to take the easy route, do the press-on petty. But the LED, I do not know, gosh, I'm trying to think if I would be comfortable enough to do a LED petty application on live. I would just feel so bad for all of the viewers having to look at my nasty feet. But I mean, these are the press-on petties, which I put on this shade. I don't know if you guys saw it the other day, but it's black with this like awesome green accent on the big toe. 5 minutes. 5 minutes and I was done. The press-on petty I tried last month were definitely much easier than the LED petty yes. Baby size. Let me grab I think I have some, sorry, I'm sweating, so my shorts are stuck to my butt. Let me grab these so you guys can see. Emmy has the tiniest toes. So if we can get them to work on Emmy, I should yell at her and make her come in here. You will be able to find a press-on petty that fits for you. So to give you like size reference, let me grab these. So these are the standard finger sets, okay? So manicure set sizing is right here. Pedicures, you get a sheet which are more toe sized. So you can see, obviously, those are quite large compared to your mani set, and then you get your toes. I think when we did Emmy's pedicure, it was like all these little ones right here. And she could use like one strip for 2 toes. But they're definitely small enough. You just have to really get the cuticle back, and I don't know, but like my toes have like a layer of gross like skin that I'm always having to like kind of scrape off. They actually have Amazon these like medical It might be a medical thing, but it looks like it would be. It's a metal like cuticle remover tool. These are great for toes if you've got like that layer of skin or like really long cuticle. I don't know what it is. My feet are just gross, I'm telling you. Something like that to use would be helpful on a toe. And again, after like swimming or after the pool, that would be a great time to get in there and get all that pushed back. But yeah, that would be like my biggest tip for the LED petties. And also, if you need the hair dryer, use that and then stay out of water for the first 2 hours. And you should be golden. I should tell Emmy to come in here. That will just turn into a disaster. But all right, guys. So let me know if any of the toes are itty bitty baby size. Yes. If you found any of these tips helpful, which ones you use, which ones you need to use, or if you need any help at all, shoot me over a message. I am always here and happy to make your life easier in a zillion ways. So anyways, I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of whatever day it is. I still haven't figured it out yet, but thank you for watching. Thank you for all the things, and I will see you around. Bye, guys.